So we've got a lot of activity that's just happened in the last 24 hours, and I want to go over it. Let's start with the Phillies. They have agreed to re-sign JT Realmuto, their number one target and one of the top horses on the market. 5 years, $115.5 million. He initially wanted a longer deal, but Dave Dombrowski convinced him to take a shorter deal in order to become the highest paid catcher in terms of annual value in baseball. And he's making $23.1 million per year, which surpasses Joe Mauer's 22.5 or something like that. So he's now, the highest paid per annual salary catcher in baseball. And it's smart for the Mets because they're going to keep him until he's about 34, so no 7 or 8 year deal. So, and aside from, I don't really know many catchers aside from Yadi Molina and some of the other ones in history that have played at an elite level at a 37, 38-year-old age. So there was no guarantee that Realmuto was going to do that. But the Phillies absolutely had to do this, particularly since the teams in their division have been making moves. Washington's been loading up. I mean, from Schwarber to bringing in Josh Bell and to adding Brad Hand, and they made a couple other moves as well. They've made moves. Atlanta Braves boosted their pitching. So they needed to do this. The Mets obviously made their big moves, bringing Lindor, Carrasco, McCann, and apparently they've made a huge offer to Trevor Bauer, and they seem to be the favorites to land him now. So, and if they bring him in, then that National League East is going to be really competitive. So stay tuned for that. We'll see. But some of the big fish are coming off the board. There's still some more left. You have Marcelo Zuna and a couple others, but Marcus Semien has signed with the Toronto Blue Jays a 1-year, $18 million deal. And Tommy LaStella, who I thought would be a perfect fit for the Yankees, is signing a 3-year deal to go out to the San Francisco Giants in the National League. Good fit for him, but good for him. I just don't see the fit because I don't see them contending. I thought he would have been a better fit on a contending team. But he'll give their second baseman, who, we don't know if he's a one-hit wonder, or, Evan Longoria, he'll give that infield a lot of versatility and depth protection. So, good for them. And they've been making a bunch of, just down-low moves all winter. So, all fall and winter. So, congratulations. And Andrelton Simmons, one of the top free agents on the market, 1-year deal with the Minnesota Twins. For about $10.5 million. Oh, and additionally to the Phillies, they also brought in Ivan Nova, former Yankee pitcher, on a 1-year minor league deal, but if he makes the major league roster, it's guaranteed $1.5 million. So they're adding some pitching depth, whether it be long relief or starter or short relief or whatever. But that's what we have right now. Wanted to feed you on the updates of what's going on. Obviously, the two big moves, several big moves. Semien is one of the big ones, and Realmuto is one of the really big ones, but not to be, LaStella not to be overshadowed, and Simmons is a significant piece for the Minnesota Twins. They're adding depth pieces too, and this is an opportunity for them now. Cleveland is kind of unloading people. In Cleveland, they signed Cesar Hernandez, another versatile infielder who I also thought was a good fit for the Yankees. He's going to Cleveland to replace, Francisco Lindor and some of the other positions as well, to give them infield protection and depth. So, would I be surprised if they moved Jose Hernandez or Jose Ramirez for a bunch of prospects and stuff? I would not, since they've unloaded their big fish already. Even though they've got Plazak and Bieber, I wouldn't be surprised if they offloaded him. So, but that remains to be seen. We'll see. He'd be a really attractive fit for a lot of teams with that bat and his youth. He's 27, his versatility. He'd be a really attractive piece in a trade. So that's what we have right now. And that's some significant moves. I mean, a lot of activity going on in the NL East, obviously, and in the AL East. And adding Marcus Semien, to George Springer with that lineup is like, my God, and I did a video on it in the description down below, so take a look at that. I just focus on that signing, and I wanted to give you the rest of the signings as well. But, this is a big one, and JT Realmuto is a big one, too. I mean, Bryce Harper's been campaigning for him to come back to Philly for a long time. He got his guy back, and he was necessary, particularly with all the moves that the teams are making in the National League East. They had to bring him back. I mean, they would have been screwed. I actually thought he was going to go to the Nationals at some point recently, And but I'm not surprised that the Phillies kind of upped their offer and really put a sense of urgency into bringing him back after the Nationals kind of have boosted up and Atlanta's have boosted up, like I said, and then the Mets have boosted their team too. So they would have had to, or they would have been, had no chance of competing. And with a longer season to be expected in 2021, they had to make that move. So, and he's a top catcher in baseball. They needed him. So, and it was really nobody at his level to replace him with. So it just made all the sense in the world. So today, over the last 24 hours, you got LaStella off the board, Simmons, Semien, Realmuto, and there's still a lot of moves to be made. Didi's out there, and Ozuna's out there, Bauer's still out there, Odorizzi's out there, and there's a lot of other places out there too. So stay tuned. I'll keep feeding you the updates. And if you like good, if you're new to the channel, you like this type of stuff, good baseball content, hit that subscribe button and the notification next to you. Welcome to the channel if you're new, by the way. And subscribing really helps the channel's growth. I'm actually trying to get to 2,000 and then 2,500 subscribers in the next month or two if I can. So subscribing is really helpful and it's greatly appreciated. And let me know if you do in the comments so I can thank you personally. And it also lets other folks know that this channel exists. So, and hit that thumbs up too if you enjoy the content. So, I appreciate all of yous. Keep an eye out. My next video actually, I'm gonna go over what the Yankees should do. They have about $12 million left in cap room. What they can do within that little space, because I don't see them going over the threshold now with what's left and in free agency. But there are certain moves that they're going to have to make based on moves that the Blue Jays and these other teams have made. So you're not going to want to miss that. That's coming up next. So be on the lookout for that. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next time.